Hi, I'm Beth Dooley, James Beard Award-winning food writer and cookbook author, and I've been working with the Forever Green crops for almost a year and a half now. And I've been working on a cookbook called The Perennial Kitchen that showcases these crops that have tremendous environmental services, but I love them because they work so well in the kitchen. And today we're going to focus on camelina oil, but we're also going to talk a little bit about hazelnuts and kernza, both the grain and the flour. And for hazelnuts, we'll talk about the nuts as well as the oil. Let's start with camelina oil. It's a wonderful, delicious oil that's very much like extra virgin olive oil. It has a really nice herbal flavor to it that has a peppery note at the end. And it makes a wonderful infused oil if you want to make a salad dressing or a vinaigrette. The thing that makes this so different, though, is that it's great for high heat frying. It has the highest smoke point of any culinary oil. It can go up to 475 degrees, which is about 50 degrees higher than grapeseed oil and about 75 degrees higher than canola oil. It also has a tremendous amount of omega-3s, and it's very healthy. So it's got all of these uses, and we're going to start by frying. Let's start with the tortillas. This is so easy, and it's a fun way to make your own tortilla chips. I'm just using flour tortillas. I'm going to put them in the oil that's ready to go. Just a couple, you don't want to crowd the pan. And when they begin to darken, we just turn them over and kind of check them once in a while. There we go. They get nice and bubbly crisp. They're better than any potato chip I've ever had. These are about ready. We'll pull these out. And then we're done. We're going to hit these with just a little bit of coarse salt and really nice chili powder. And now you have a nice little snack. Let's move on to papadas bravas, which is a stovetop fried and then oven finished Spanish potatoes. They make a wonderful snack and they're delicious as a side dish. What I've done here is just marinated the potatoes just a little bit in the camelina oil with lots of salt. And then I'm going to turn them, and I've got garlic in there as well. I've got whole cloves of garlic too. And so then I'm going to turn these into the pan. Now you want to be careful not to crowd the pan when you do this because you want it to roast evenly. Be careful, this is super hot. Isn't that great? And you want to be careful not to crowd the pan. So once these are going, we're going to stick them in the oven. And they're going to finish off in the oven. So let's look at those potatoes. And look at, we're going to get them just a little browner before we serve them up. But you want them brown on all sides, so you have to stir them around a little bit. And again, you don't want to crowd the pan. All right, give them another second or two. So I think those potatoes are ready. Let's have a look. All right, there they are. And that's just the way you want them, nice and bubbly and smoking. Drain them just a little bit. The garlic gets nice and crispy as well. There we go. And then we're going to hit them with a little bit of Spanish paprika and some coarse salt. And then this is a spicy sauce that's traditional that people can use for dipping them in. But I like them just like this. All right, now we're going to do a high heat stir fry. We're using this beautiful pork. It's very thin, so it'll cook quickly. And then we're going to finish it with this lovely locally grown asparagus along with some onion and some red bell pepper. Again, the thing about high heat stir frying is that the pork will cook very quickly and the asparagus and the other vegetables will barely cook thanks to the high heat properties of this oil. So we're going to put the pork in. Stir it quickly. Just get it nicely colored on both sides. There we go. Then we're going to add the asparagus. the onion, the pepper. Look at how nice, look at those colors. One thing I love about a good stir fry. We're just going to keep tossing it until the vegetables reach tender crisp, and that'll just be another minute or two. Now notice that we're just cooking this until that asparagus turns a bright, bright green. There we go. And then we're just going to finish it with a splash of maple vinegar, local product, along with this very simple marinade that includes camelina, along with some fresh ginger. Not a whole lot, just enough to season it. And then this we're serving on hulless barley, which is another University of Minnesota grain that we're going to see pretty soon in our markets. And that's all there is to it. And that came up together in about 3 minutes. It's so quick, thanks to the beauty of this wonderful high heat oil. All right, so a few of the other Forever Green Initiative foods we're going to share recipes for are hazelnuts and kernza. Now what we have here is a hazelnut pilaf that has both the hulless barley and the cooked grain, and this is what the grain looks like. But you just cook it like you would wild rice or wheat berries, and then you toss it with another grain, and it's just delicious. It makes a wonderful cereal for breakfast and also a nice grain salad. And then I've dressed it with a little bit of this hazelnut oil. It's so good, it's got remarkable flavor. And then that's going to go with the kernza crackers. And this is a biscotti that's made with kernza flour. And here's your kernza flour, along with rosemary and lemons. And it goes especially well with the kernza beer. So with that, I'm going to toss it off to Scotty, who's going to show you how to rock fried chicken. Cheers.